This is where I'm going to sound totally cuckoo biscuits, but it is an entertaining thought.
Well, you're also in the right place, with the right person to be talking about, that kind of stuff. So go for it. Don't hold back.
I'm not entirely convinced that we're not in a simulation. I mean, I will just be upfront. I mean, Elon was actually the first one to put that seed probably in my mind, and it just seems so ridiculous and so outlandish. But, I think he made a statement that there's a 1 in a billion chance that we're not in a simulation. Now, this is a pretty smart dude, right? I mean, we like him or love him or hate him or, take him or leave him. Pretty smart dude. And if there is a guy who's hacked into the game of life between PayPal and Tesla and SpaceX and Starlink and all that, here's a dude that seems to be bending reality, right? I mean, he seems to have figured out the algorithm of the game of life, whatever that means. And, he's pretty convinced that we are in a simulation. And if that's true, he seems to know how the rules work and is kind of playing with that. Now, I grew up devout Catholic. And so I'm looking at it a little bit from a biblical and my belief in God and I'm not a religious person, but I am a spiritual person. And, the more I've dug into it, I'm like, that's not inconsistent with what I was taught growing up. Basically we're taught that, this is not your real body. There is something beyond this. This is not what you see is not real. It is, there is something more. And this is a shell, that contains an essence that ultimately goes on to something else. And, and you start to think that through, and then you start to think through, okay, I literally have seen video games go from being a dot that bounces back and forth on between two virtual paddles to where you can now put on a headset and virtually get nauseous, feeling like you might be stepping off of a cliff. Mm-hmm. So Elon's premise is that if you only take that 10 more years, it will be indistinguishable from reality, which means in all likelihood, we're already there.